Good morning guys, Nick from Spear Channel here. So the other day I posted that I was switching from GoPro over to the DJI just to see how things perform for underwater filming, right? For spearfishing specifically. And so the main reason I switched was I just wasn't really happy with like the quality of the GoPro's footage underwater. It's just like very like green, even on days with like great visibility, just didn't look great. I've messed around with settings. I've used GoPros for years, dating back to the GoPro 3. So I've used them for quite some time, but frankly, I'm not a professional when it comes to video editing, post-production, any of that stuff. And so what I really wanted was something that's just simple, easy to use. Like I don't have to be an expert to make it work right. And so after a lot of recommendations, I decided to try out the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, or yeah, that's a mouthful. But anyway, I tried it because apparently the footage underwater comes out a lot better in comparison to the GoPro without any post-production needed. So I made the switch. For those that are curious about size, so this is the Osmo's underwater housing mounted on my mask in comparison to the GoPro. To be honest, you probably won't notice the difference. They're pretty much about the same size in most cases. The DJI might be a little bit thicker. I'm not sure, but it's almost negligible at that point. So not a huge difference in there as far as size on the mask. You can also use the DJI without an underwater housing as well. I think that's good to maybe 10 or 20 meters, which puts it at about 60 something feet, which to me, if we're diving 60 to 80 foot, I'd rather just use the housing to be safe. I mean, I filmed with this out of the water and in the water. I did a walkthrough video on a customer's boat. And then I also filmed some underwater footage, shot a nice king, shot a black grouper down at 60, 70 feet to give this, a real good test. Tested out some different settings that folks recommended. I'll put those, in another post or maybe in another slide. But overall, battery life's better on the DJI. The underwater footage without editing is better on the DJI. The quality of it is pretty solid, or comparable. Size comparable, ease of use comparable. They even have a dive mode, which I think is pretty cool, which auto records once you go past a certain depth, which I like. I haven't tried that out yet though. And then the other thing I like is it has built-in internal storage. So I'm super guilty of forgetting the SD card, which really, I can't film anything that day when I do that. So it's nice that this has some built-in storage. I think it's like 40 or 50 gigs. So on the days that you do forget an SD card, you are not, screwed. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts on it. So far, happy. It's easy to use. So yeah, up to you. Let me know what you guys think.